To set the scene, the contents of this jar is what we found in our fuel water separator after our engine cut out. Pulling the center unit and inspecting the fuel tank revealed more water and a raging diesel bug infection, so we pumped out as much of the diesel as we could. The pumping ended when the intake on that pump also clogged.
And that's what we found.
We then set about the business of removing the tank to install inspection hatches to eradicate that infection. Unfortunately, the tank was set in foam, which could only be removed about a ½ inch at a time. As I made it through the section with easiest access, the obligatory trapped water started to reveal itself. This tank has issues inside and out. It took several hours, homemade tools, and a solid schwack on the thumb to clear away the foam from the sides, leaving only the foam on the bottom holding the tank in place. The internet, in its wisdom, suggested floating the tank. I did the math afterward, and this only resulted in about 150 pounds of buoyancy. When it didn't immediately float, I put my back into it. More leverage was required. Being willing to sacrifice the vent and fuel lines, I set the farm jack on a transverse stringer and started clicking away. One more click. A little curse. A little twist. And voila. Luckily, the tank only weighs about 50 pounds, and we pumped it down to about 2 gallons or so of diesel. Of course, it got lighter the further I carried it. Now, as I was oblivious to the leak, I moved the tank down to the driveway and started preparing to pour out the contaminated diesel into an appropriate container. What I found when I came back to the tank was a hole, a puddle of contaminated diesel making its way down the driveway on its own, and another hour of cleanup. Wish us luck on the install.